What's up guys, Foxen here. Attack on Titan Season 3 Episode 14. Time for a more in-depth look at the latest Attack on Titan episode for super hardcore fans. By the way, do be sure to give a colossal thumbs up and subscribe. Do you know I will be keeping this anime to manga comparison video to anime stuff only. No stuff past the episode. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I've seen a bunch of complaints about choppy or bad animation. At the start of this, you can see a few of the abandoned houses in the area. It's a location right in front of the district wall. Compared to the manga, you actually have this more updated, detailed look at the area. It's similar to what you saw in the district. You actually now have a bunch more buildings and overall looking much more denser compared to the manga. It's no longer just a few hundred people, but thousands removed from their homes too. Notably, the additional windmills that were first spotted in Attack on Titan Season 1. For the Titans at the bottom, more Titans added for the anime version. Looks like the only real notable one was the slouching Titan on the left. He's got some water action in the anime. For the Beast Titan up close with his Titan army. This is the type of stuff I love seeing. You got the overall happy pointing Titan, next to that buff Titan that's shy to be all naked. Compared to the manga, you still had the pointing Titan. Notice she's not all skin and bones anymore, but almost nothing really stood out in the manga for the mindless Titans. By the way, the red eye is still intact for the Beast Titan, although no red glows for any of the other Titans anymore. Flipping to the scout side, you got Erwin, his commanding buddy, and Armin. Looks like CG scouts in the background. I think I prefer the manga Levi better, instead of anime Levi that just walks into the frame, notably with the green cape covering most of him. Just gotta save on that animation. The one extra point I'll give to the anime version is the inclusion of the Wings of Freedom over here. As for the armor Titan getting those crystal hard nails, let's just go ahead and be honest. This was still when Isayama was improving on his art style. Come on, the armor Titan right here looks so much like a rough sketch, especially in that leg area. I'm not even joking, I bet I could draw that. Then getting into the crystal animation here. I know, this episode got a lot of hate for its animation, but this is some of the higher quality stuff seen this episode. And let me just double down on this by saying that I've seen so much of the Attack on Titan anime frame by frame at this point. This specific scene reminds me of the gorgeous stuff seen from Season 2. The now confirmed blue crystal claws here make it look pretty icy with that steam. I should point out you do lose on the Armor Titan head being in the same shot since they close up on the claws now forming. But actually, the manga didn't even explicitly show the claws forming for the Armor Titan feet. That is a bonus. For the Armor Titan running shot, no longer do you have this Titan showing off his beautiful crystal nails. You can't even tell there's anything special for his feet anymore. And I do have to mention that this change in detail does make it easier for the animation team, especially for running movements. On the bright side, the anime Armor Titan once again is much more detailed. In fact, it actually looks like he has more armor plating compared to what he was working with before, especially in the leg areas. Oh yes, and look at the Armor Titan foot here. Another great example of animation this episode. By the way, this claw shot to the wall, this is a new thing for the anime. Literally less than a second each. Too bad it's mostly gonna go unnoticed. Anyway, back to the mindless Titans. The anime now made it easier to see the clear surrounding formation, compared to the manga that had very small dots for Titans. You can't even tell there's the Beast Titan for the manga shot. Do notice how the anime fixed Levi here being the only scout without the hood on. Oh, and definitely don't forget about the windmills. For the backpack wearing Titan, my god did this thing get a drastic change from the manga. It used to look like this old man Titan, since even Isayama admitted that's what he was going for. Later, he changed his mind, and now they applied that new change to the anime. The anime even changed the cargo design a bit. And don't forget about the back leg position. The Wiz Studio recently released this official picture of the car Titan. My god, those lips and long mouth. This duck Titan is so ugly. Sorry Rot Titan, you lost that award. I should also point out how you lost the ass shot of this beauty of a Titan. Something small but neatly added for the anime was this close-up focus on the barrels carried by the duck-faced Titan. Then you got the March of the Beast Titan army. You now have a new and improved Patrick Titan on the left, along with the much buffer, shaggy JoJo Titan. Previously, the manga version looked more like the sketch era. Definitely not as fun looking. Next up, Erwin examining the Titan situation. Aw, the anime cut out the Marlowe cameo. Just wait for the Hitch complaints. Then you had the stylized battle pieces plus Titan pieces that are now flipped. To be honest, I do wish they added more for this indie anime instead of only coloring it. They could have added like some skin textures to the white Titans. Is the Beast Titan the Night King now? Better watch your neck. As for Erwin imagining this worst case scenario, the wall top here for Wall Maria is no longer ultra smooth. The dude on the left looks much more womanly, plus wearing the hood too. They now fixed the wall top by adding this dividing section for each column, that being about a Colossal Titan length long. And even though it's only a still, I love the new addition showing this starved, tired Eren. Eren's nose was just looking extra sharp too, you could cut bread with that. I should also point out anime Erwin has some new dialogue here. He explicitly points out how starving Eren would be so easy to kidnap again. Please don't let that happen. Back to the Titans, once again despite it only being a still, the anime managed to add some unique designs for these Titans. Compared to the manga, they were pretty much all the same. Shout out to the ultra happy blonde Titan. For Erwin's plan in motion, you got this stallion scene. Besides some of the buildings, there is a lot more horse meat in the shot. The anime also injected Flock into here. It's fun to notice how this red bird nest makes it so easy to catch him. Next up, Erwin's mission to Levi Ackerman. Despite the animation being wonky in some areas, the anime still manages to succeed in places like this, adding far more detail. Here you got a clear Beast Titan in the distance, with this pet backpack Titan. For the actual Beast Titan, come on, this thing looks like something straight out of your nightmares now. It looks like a bummed out homeless Santa Claus. Actually, this thing makes me think back to the Christmas SAO boss. Next up, the Armored Titan coming in, starting with some beautiful claw-piercing animation. For the Armored Titan on the wall, thankfully the manga version didn't look so much like a sketch this time around. But still, the anime version improved so much on the original. You got an actual background, you could tell the Armored Titan has icy claws. Best of all, you got this upgraded Armored Titan design from Attack on Titan Season 2. It's mostly in the armor plates. Now getting into Reiner's deep thoughts. When overseeing the Titans on the ground, you got a Mario Brother cameo for the Titans in the anime. And don't even get me started on the windows. As for Erwin staring down Reiner's thick armored ass. Pretty important change here. In the manga, these two buddies were super close together. It's made even more apparent with this following manga shot. Isayama actually recently talked about requesting this change, which was to put Erwin much further away. I don't know, Erwin still seems awfully close, but at least he's not within kicking distance like he was before. Oh, and manga Erwin also looked kind of creepy. Next up, Eren going into Titan mode. Man, they really didn't do Eren's Titan face any favors with this far shot. They really should have kept his eyes clear for the anime, which really could have gone white or green instead. Then, something that's not a change, but something really important I have to touch on. Reiner right here confirms that Titan shifters can learn how to get hard on their own without using some ultra special crystal potion. I really have to emphasize this point. Part of the reason is that there was actually this bad fan translation from the early 90 chapters. This bad manga translation seemed to imply that the female Titan took a crystal potion too. Let me just stress that this was completely wrong. The original Japanese text and the official English translation didn't include this at all. This is why I say to be careful with the fans' translations. Although to be fair, the official translations have issues on their own too. Anyway, back to the Armored Titan. This dude no longer suffers from having that ultra tiny head in the anime. No more Titan steroids for you. Then, you have Hange picturing Eren trying to bear hug the Beast Titan in Titan mode. The anime version of this Beast Titan looks different. Much skinnier, longer arms, and he's got that Thor gut at the bottom. Getting into the Titan on Titan showdown. Oh my god, what did they do to Eren's face here? I do want to say that it looks like they rushed this stuff, but stuff like this has shown up so much. Maybe it's just a redesign on his Titan face. Eren is now competing with that ugly Titan now. Next up, the attack of the CG roof tiles. Oh, I've seen this brought up so much, even if it wasn't necessarily a complaint. Let me just confirm this tile stuff wasn't in the manga. And to be honest, it really wasn't an issue for me. Next up, Eren smashing Reiner's face in. For this, I've seen a lot of complaints here too, especially about how the manga version was a lot more impactful. To be fair, I might be in that camp too, although I didn't mind the anime version. The biggest change right here seems to be when Eren says the line, asking Reiner if he knows where they're fighting. The anime placed this dialogue before the Armored Titan's face got smashed. Moving some of this dialogue to the same shot could have definitely changed the impact. Although for me, part of the reason it lost some of the weight was since you already saw a better, higher quality version of this in the opening. It kind of deflated the moment now. Next up, a major change. The Smiling Titan is now facing the opposite direction to have his Dina. Now, getting into something that was definitely an improvement for the anime, which is Eren's almighty Tyson Roar. This is combined with Eren's Titan glowing eyes, but also at the same time not overpowering his eyes with green. Next up, the Thunder Spear info card. The main new info here is actually the weight of the rockets. 5 kilograms or around 11 pounds. Honestly, it's not that heavy, but you do have to double that for 2 shots. Potentially this could throw scouts off since it would change the weight they're used to. Then again, you've seen so many scouts just carry a second person without issues. Forget about physics. Switching to the scouts fully equipped with Thunder Spears. A key change and addition is that it's now clear Armin has Thunder Spears too. To be honest, I don't even recall Armin had them, so it is great that the Dark Mastermind has some explosives too ready. Next up, the attack of the CJ Scouts. Oh yes, I've seen complaints about this too. Oh my god, it burns. But really, I actually didn't even notice this the first time watching. Next up, Levi warming up. For this, you actually have a clarification for the anime. You heard the Levi line forbidding his troops to die. This is then followed by Levi saying that he hated the weak ones. In the manga, this was really just vague and it sounded like he meant the weak titans. The anime now clarifies this, mentioning the weak scouts that should have stayed up top with Erwin. Next up, Erwin's deep thoughts plus the mindless titans. Once again, improving on the playful stuff Isayama injected into the manga. As for your good buddy censorship, they actually flipped the Titan in his flashback. He's now hiding, snacking away on that scout. Honestly, at this point, I'm 50-50 about them doing this stuff to censor the gore, or just making it easier for them to animate. It could be both. Next up, definitely an underrated quick shot, which was Erwin's hair with both the dark and light sky behind him. Compared to the manga, this was really just a throwaway headshot. Anyway, going back to the 50-50 stuff I mentioned, they actually cut out this shot of Erwin's past ons. Oh my god, you can't show Titans killing people or the gore. Instead, they simply reuse some old animation. By removing this stuff, you not only save on animation, you also don't have to worry about the bloody stuff. Win-win, I guess. Maybe they're just using blood sparingly, cause the next shot actually has some red juices on the fallen scouts. They seem to be so inconsistent. For a bonus here, notice Erwin stepping on the wings of freedom in the anime. Talk about double meaning right there. Anyway, back to the Titan brawl. The anime actually chose to let you see a good chunk of the armored Titan's ugly, shattered red face, compared to the manga where you mostly saw the steam covering it. Next up, Hange's Thunder Spear Origins flashback. Newly added to the anime is the actual design of the Thunder Spear on the chalkboard. Screw the windows too. By the way, did anyone notice this? When they mentioned Eren achieving his crystal knuckles, they almost reused the same shot from earlier. Thankfully, not 100% the same. For the actual Thunder Spear demo, clearly the tree is set on fire. It also looks like they changed it so Hange is much further away, even if she's behind some protection. That wood also doesn't have any tree shrapnel sticking onto it. Must be due to the further distance. Anyway, switching it back to Titan Sexy Time. Again, I've seen this complaint about this Titan's fighting style displayed by Eren, even though it is similar to what Eren did in the first Armored Titan fight. Maybe it's not the most flashy, but this is all real MMA style techniques. I don't know, I guess some people really just wanted Eren to keep on smashing and pounding at Reiner. Next up, the Thunder Spears coming into play. For Mikasa and Hange's first shot, you now have this bloody mess coming from the eyes after the thunder piercing. For this whole sequence too, I really do have to mention it. It does feel like some of the bite got taken out of this, partly due to them showcasing something much higher quality in the opening. Next up, an anime improvement. I actually really do like the stylized display for Hange's Thunder Spear caution scene. This was something definitely welcomed, and they really could have done this for the other info displays. Next up, the B-Scout team coming in. The anime added this fun shot of Coney landing on his ass. See, fun stuff like this is always welcomed. But oh, what is this? Did the Armor Titan really regenerate that quickly? Or animation mistake? Since I brought up complaints, I definitely seen complaints about this screw up. For this episode overall, 2 more chapters covered with this episode. It's really going by quick. That does include Attack on Titan chapters 75 and 76. That does mean only 14 chapters left for 8 episodes. Keep in mind the Ymir stuff was mostly covered back in Attack on Titan Season 2. Anyway, go ahead and post your best and worst moments for this episode down below. Did you feel the manga was more impactful, or was the anime better? Also, from here on I will be combining the highlight changes with the anime episode review. Next review is coming up. Definitely check out my last review and changes video, smash that colossal thumbs up, and I'll see you guys later.